wheeling with projection is an art in itself. Basically, you want to do about the same thing that you're doing with the other things, that is starting with your head first and pulling your body forward. Now, since your biceps and your shoulders are your strongest assets, you want to try a few different techniques. One is pulling yourself forward and trying to supinate your shoulder as it comes down so you can drive and lock your elbow and drive with your shoulder. Now, the other thing that you want to do is, in order to find where the projections are, once you get rolling, you want to be able to drop your finger, bump, bump, now plant. So you're trying to feel where the projection is going to come up. So you bump, you feel it bump, bump, and then plant. Bump, bump, and then plant. So it's a bit of an art to learn how to do this, but once you get it down, you'll be able to And you can see I haven't been doing this for years, but I wheeled with projections for 3 years after I got hurt, and they're very helpful. But it takes a little getting used to learn how to coordinate your hand. But once you get this down and feeling the projections come by your hand with the bumping, bump, then you'll know where to plant it. But beyond that, once you get that down, you can just forget about it. Your hands will automatically know where to go. Very frustrating to start, and all I can say is hang in there, and you'll get it eventually. When you have projections and you need to back up, backing up can be very frustrating. There are 2 things to do. One is to put your body forward and try to catch the projections with your wrist, and then throwing your weight backwards and pulling backwards with your hands. So, not too easy to do. And the other way, just putting your body into it, is one way. Another way that I used to back up, especially off of elevators, was to back up this way, putting your hands behind you and straightening your shoulders out. Either way will work fine. Just find something that's comfortable for you. Certainly pulling backwards is a matter of getting your hands locked in there, or your wrist, and pulling backwards. And the other method, this can be especially good, especially if you're backing out of an elevator or something like that, where you need to be looking where you're going. Getting on elevators is always a questionable thing. Do you turn around before you get on or not? If you're having a hard time wheeling, I would just get on with your back to the elevator and worry about what comes, what may. Getting off the elevators, if you're having trouble backing up, you can sometimes pull yourself backwards out of the elevator, and that can save you some time and worry about everybody looking at you, and it's a tough time to operate. Another thing that you can do, if you're not going to use lugs or projections, is to use knobby tires with high friction plastic hand rims. I used the knobby tires for about 3 years, and after I got done with those, I used these high friction rims. The wheeling techniques are the same as a paraplegic, but the only difference is I use a tire to start with, to push my hands on the tire. So it gives you a little more leverage, it's higher, and this dimpled effect really gives you a lot of traction. The problem with trying to use hand rims is, even though they're a high friction, they're still rather slippery, and you need to develop your pectoralis muscles in your chest to be able to get enough inward force to generate that friction. Another little thing that you can do is simply wear a glove, and this is just a leather glove that I generally use. May not look too delicate, but I get a glove with a strap on it, and that keeps it on. So when you're stopping, this glove won't pull off your hand. So the wheeling techniques are the same as for the paraplegic, and you can substitute. Get yourself some leather gloves and knobby tires, and I think you'll find that these with a completely broken pattern on them are wonderful.